Hi, everyone. Today, we're going to learn about the cell. The type of cell we're learning about is the animal cell. We know that this is an animal cell, because there is no cell wall or chloroplasts. The first part of the cell we're learning about is the cell membrane. The membrane is a thin flexible barrier around the cell. The membrane also regulates what enters and leaves the cell like a filter. The second part of the cell are centrioles. Centrioles are tiny structures in the cytoplasm near the nuclear envelope. Now, do you see the granular material inside the nucleus? That is chromatin, or more commonly known as DNA. That material is DNA tightly coiled around proteins. Do you see that gooey, gel-like substance that surrounds everything inside of the cell? That is called cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the material inside the cell membrane, but not including the nucleus. Look near the nuclear envelope. See that tough wall? That's the rough endoplasmic reticulum. It channels proteins to transport vesicles, attaches carbohydrate to some proteins involved in membrane production, and has attached ribosomes. Now, past the rough ear is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum synthesizes lipids, including phospholipids and steroids, metabolizes carbohydrates, detoxifies drugs and poisons, and lacks attached ribosomes, giving it a smooth texture. See that fat thing near the edge of the cell? That's the Golgi apparatus. It's a stack of membranes which enzymes attach carbohydrates and lipids to proteins. It also recovers vesicles from the endoplasmic reticulum, modifies its products, and produces molecules, lysosomes, and secretory vesicles. Now, moving on to lysosomes. Lysosomes are only in animal cells. Lysosomes are membrane-bound sacs of hydraulic enzymes. These enzymes are used to digest food, other molecules, and old worn-out parts. After the lysosome organelle, we move on to the mitochondria. This is the site of cellular respiration, produces ATP from sugars, fats, and other fuels. See that thing surrounding the nucleus and the nucleus? That's called the nuclear envelope. The nuclear envelope is a double membrane that forms the boundary between the nuclear contents and the cytoplasm. It is also perforated with pores. Now, who's the brains of this whole operation? That would be the nucleus. The nucleus contains most of the genes that control the eukaryotic cell. It's generally the most conspicuous organelle in a eukaryotic cell, and also contains the nucleus and chromatin. What's inside of a nucleus, you ask? That would be the nucleolus. The nucleolus is where the components of the ribosomes are synthesized and assembled. See those little floating dots? And the bumps on the rough ear? Those are called ribosomes. Ribosomes are small particles in the cell on which proteins are assembled. Our next organelle to look at is the vacuole. The vacuole is a bunch of membrane-bound sacs. They're larger than vesicles, and store materials such as water, salts, proteins, and carbohydrates. Next is vesicles. There are two types of vesicles, transport and secretory. Transport vesicles carry ER products, the Golgi, while secretory vesicles carry Golgi-modified products to the cell membrane. Last, but not least, we're going to the microtubules, or more commonly known as the cytoskeleton. The cytoskeleton is a network of fibers that organizes structures and activities in the cell. This is composed of three types of molecular structures: microtubules, microfilaments, and intermediate. Before the end of our tour, I would like to talk about cell theory. Cell theory is when the cell is the fundamental unit of structure and function in living things. 2. All living things are composed of cells. And 3. Cells come from pre-existing cells. Boys and girls, this is the end of our tour. Now you have a friend in the cell business. The Cell Company. Open Monday through Friday till 8, Saturday and Sunday till 5, and online at celltoys.com.